Hi Power Rangers, this is Sean, Orange, and Sindra here. We're at the last day of MAGFest 2012 here in the arcade. It's pretty huge. We actually didn't talk about the arcade a whole lot. Did you play a lot of games here at all? I know I sure did.
I did play some of the arcade games. I found out really quickly that after about a decade, I am not as good with Killer Instinct or Primal Rage as I once believed myself to be when I was a teenager. So there was that, and I ended up challenging one of my friends to Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. And he had Christos. He ended up. He came in. It's funny. He came in. Two guys had been playing Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 for damn near 2 hours, trying to beat Shao Kahn for 1 hour. He comes in. They pull him over. They're like, "Dude, you gotta beat him. You gotta beat him." And he comes in, and after like maybe 4 or 5 tries, beats Shao Kahn. And they're like, "Dude, that was awesome!" And they gave him one of the little beaded bubble men that are like in the marketplace over here, and as like a gift, as a prize, like, "Oh, hey, you're awesome!" And that was actually a pretty fun experience. So that was the extent of most of my arcade time in here, because the games that I am any kind of good at, like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Those were swamped. Those were not going to be acquisitioned by me or anybody I was associated with at the time. So it was just, you know, let's just play with all these retro arcade games, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Space Invaders. That game is hard. Could you believe that? You gotta go for the ends. Go to the ends, and then it makes it better. But I was trying to play some Soul Calibur. With Soul Calibur 5 coming out pretty soon, I figured I should like go back and look at the classics. But this guy came up and wanted to play 2 players, so I was like, all right. But the B button wasn't working, so it like started fiddling in the thing, and it's just like, all right, I think I got, and then like the whole just pin whatever came out, and it works by itself, but it just wouldn't clip in. It's like, I guess this is busted now. There's some game over there, I think I have footage of it, where it's made by Atari. This like kid like eats ice cream cones and stuff. No, they haven't played this. I can't think of the name of it. I might have been a little inebriated when I played this, so I can't remember a lot of details. But so like Earl Grey III and Luffy Dan, is it Luffy? It sounds like Lufa. I'll say Luffy. How about that? Luffy Dan showed me this game, so that was pretty interesting. They have like play choice machines. They have like an actual like Super Nintendo F-Zero, like it's such the controllers like big Super Nintendo controllers.
Yeah, I was saying as we were almost starting to record, there's a guy over here. He's playing Devil's Crush, a game that I've recorded. I think it was on my top 5 creepiest games, and it's like, oh yes, I love it. I love it.
Madness. So that was the video game room. That's pretty much all the time I spent in here, just off and on and whatnot. We were also in the marketplace. There's a Pikachu car. There's a Phantos running around today. I got him as well. There's lots of cool vendors in there. Like I said before, we talked to Mag Gear. We talked to Descendants of Erdrick and Random Encounter.
We tried to get DJ Cutman, but he kind of skittered off before we could get to him, which is unfortunate because we've come across him at both PAX East and you saw him here last year, so
yeah,
him too, but didn't happen.
That was an interesting encounter. You should look at last year's video for that. What else? We met these guys who do something called Square Painter. That's literally just like take the pixel art and like make canvas paintings of famous scenes.
There is a really epic, he's got a Mega Man X, so it's Mega Man, I believe it's 0, right next to each other, and it just looks so clean cut and so fun, and that would be something, if I had the money, that would be neat to put up in like a den or an office room or like a personal office or something. So yeah, definitely gotta wish I had more disposable income to kind of put towards that. But
I want Mad Gear's SG-1002. But I don't have any money, and they have a regular SG-1000 as well. There's also Josh Merman's like wordy art pictures are like everywhere. Like there's a guy over there wearing one. I saw like 2 other guys yesterday. I was wearing my Mega Man one, of course. There's also other awesome shirts by Studio Nasu. They have Link on a boat. That's not too shabby. I thought it was clever. But yeah, so I guess everyone's trying to like sell all they can and pack up. But there were other fun things that we did over the weekend, such as going to panels. What did you go to?
Well, like we had mentioned in yesterday's video, I got the wise idea. I had met Brentalfloss before, and I just got the random idea. I got a hold of him like, hey, I'm going to crash your panel in my Richter Belmont outfit from my videos, from my Castlevania video and my, I believe, my Diablo video. I'm like, hey, are you okay with that? And he's like, sure, I might be a dick about it. Okay.
What is a woman dressed as a man?
I would expect no less. And so we went to his Q&A panel, and Sean managed to sneak his way in there, and I was in full gear in my Richter outfit, and up until the end, there was no good time for me to just kind of crash in, and actually a Dr. Wily, really good Dr. Wily costume, he actually did the exact same thing. He came up and he's like, in your Mega Man video, you called me a balding ass face, but you're the balding ass face. And I'm like, oh, I ended up going in right at the end, and I did the whole Die Monster, you don't belong in this world. The video, Sean managed to get it. It will be up probably this coming Wednesday, given that Sean is able to get this video up tonight, Sunday night. So hopefully you'll be able to see my ballsy attempt to kind of shoot some fun with Brentalfloss. So, and he was really a good guy about it too. But that happened.
Yeah, I saw the voice actor panel, so I had like all 7 or whatever voice actors all up at the same time. John St. John was hungover, and when people were doing the Colossus roar, and they were being egged on by the other voice actors just because he was hungover. Man, you know that question that people always ask, like, I want to be a voice actor, how can I break into the industry? I've heard that question asked a million times, and I've heard usually the same pat answer. But maybe it's our political climate, I'm not sure, but like the first words out of their mouths was join the union. And I was like, what? So they're explaining like all the wonderful things that happen when you join this union to help get you work, you know, with your portfolio, how to just be better voice actors. And I'd never heard this answer before. Maybe they just feel like now is the time to say, these are the advantages, this is why we have it. There are companies that sort of skirt that, where we can get union jobs without being in the union. No one knows how that works, apparently. But that was one of the answers I heard. But also, you know, imitation. Imitation comes before voice acting. So if you've ever mocked anybody, and I forgot who said this, if you've ever mocked anybody, you're imitating something. So kind of go from that. Record yourself talking. Play it back to yourself to understand how you actually hear to the world, not just in your head. These are all good things I never heard before. But that was really one of the only panels I went to besides that and Brentalfloss. There were the concerts. Oh my God.
Okay, so what I had said in yesterday's video about the Earthbound Papas, maybe doing better than Metroid Metal. Dear God, I feel ashamed for having put it that way, because not only did they pack the place, and I felt so ignorant then. I'm like, oh wow, I really should have bit my tongue on that one, but it was a fantastic performance. I just about lost it when they did Those Who Fight Further from Final Fantasy VII, the boss music. I'm like, oh yes, it's my favorite Final Fantasy VII tune. And then, you know, they did a bunch of other things, and one of the people who was standing next to me, her name's Sunny, she's like, wow, Nobuo Uematsu is like the happiest, giddiest old guy you could ever imagine being up on stage doing this stuff. He was just excited to be there. He was so happy, and he was talking. He's got, passable English, and but he was excited, and he was really getting everybody excited to be there too, which was fantastic. And that was obviously, that ended the night. I had, Sean was there too for that. I was up on the sound stage, thankfully. So I got some really good footage. I'll probably upload that to YouTube and to Powet at some point during this week after I end up getting home. And then earlier in that evening, I ended up seeing the One-Ups did another show. They did a whole brand new set from what they had done the previous day. And I also saw the Year 2000X, which was a little bit harsher. I definitely preferred the One-Ups, but they're still a great band if you really like headbanging, harsh metal music. So that was great too. So just the concerts. I mean, MAGFest, they definitely got the music part of the Music and Gaming Festival down pat this year. And I have to say, this has been my first MAGFest. This has been a fantastic experience. Just everything that's gone on, the people who I have finally met, or I've known for years and finally met, or the new people I've met. The PMD is starting to set in. The post-MAG depression is already starting to set in, and I kind of want to cry a little bit. I'm getting a little emotional here, just thinking about, oh damn, I got to wait a whole new year for all this to come back. Oh man.
Well, at least you probably won't come down with the MAGFest plague, which I hear hits around Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, apparently people, because this is a four-day event and everybody wants to stay up and attend everything and hang out with their buddies.
Drink all night.
Drink all night. Just the sheer exhaustion, the dehydration, so the probably malnourishment at certain points.
Food poisoning too.
Exactly. It catches up with you come about Monday or Tuesday, and it's kind of like it all just kind of catches up with you, and we all have to go back to work at a certain point. It's like, what the hell happened to you? You're looking like shit. What the happened over the weekend? The best weekend ever.
Uematsu did the Colossus scream, not once, but multiple times.
Oh, he actually did not only did he do it, he actually was pumping people up to do it too. I'm like, so the whole opening ceremony where people are like, don't do the Colossus scream, don't do that. Yeah, he totally said, nuts to that. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm Nobuo Uematsu. I'm doing whatever the hell I want. And I'm going to have a good time doing it. And sure enough, he really did.
This is an indication of how awesome this concert was. MAGFest was trending on Twitter. I was watching it go by. People were just saying stuff. It's like, all 4 movements of dancing mad, my life is complete, stuff like that. Just like, oh my God, people were just totally thrilled for this.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping whoever was up and started looking at Twitter was like, MAGFest? What's this? Uematsu, I can't, Nobuo, what is this guy? I don't know, but it was amazing. I uploaded the picture, you had the video. I can't wait to show people who weren't here.
This was great, and I have to say, if you don't know what MAGFest is, or you do know, and you haven't had an opportunity to come, drop your shit. Do like I did, make the 8-hour drive or however long, trek it is to come out here. I swear to you, it is totally worth it. I actually had much more fun here than I did at PAX East. It's a smaller venue, but it's a lot more intimate. And I just had a lot more fun. Maybe it's because of the people who I was hanging out with, but this is probably the only convention I'm making this year because of money, you know how it is, the economy and whatnot, but if this is the only one I make this year, money well spent. I'm happy, I'm satisfied with it.
Nice. Well, don't just take our word for it here. We got plenty of videos that we have already made, and then we'll be done, possibly by the time you're watching this. So check them all out. Check out our stuff at MAGFest 2011, and we look forward to bringing you more awesome convention coverage throughout 2012.